French police have launched a manhunt for the suspect accused of stabbing a Muslim worshiper to death Friday in a village in southern France. The attacker stabbed the victim dozens of times and then filmed him in agony while hurling insults about Islam, with investigators saying Saturday that they are now indeed treating that killing as a possible Islamophobic crime. In his first comments on the attack, Emmanuel Macron said Sunday that there is no place for racism or hatred based on religion in France. Left-wing political parties, for their part, have organized protests against Islamophobia today, notably here in Paris this evening. For more on this, France 24's Shirli Sitbon joins me on set. Hi, Shirli. So what more do we know about this attack?
Well, we're getting more and more facts. You know, at the beginning, it wasn't really clear what had happened. Of course, the victim was stabbed dozens of times. Security cameras of the mosque show that. But the man, the attacker, when he arrived, the victim was all alone, a young man, and they're seen on the security cameras as if they're praying together at the beginning before the killer attacks the victim. But then security forces got the audio of the scene of this attack, and in fact, the killer who arrived at the site into the mosque apparently asked the victim to show him how to pray. That's what they prayed together for a while before the attacker then stabs him multiple times, then filming as he's agonizing and saying insults towards Islam. And that's when they realized that this was really apparently the privileged motive in this case because of what he said of the audio that we received later, that they could hear later. At the beginning, they thought they were both Muslims and there may have been other reasons for this attack. Now, yes, they're thinking that it's probably anti-Islam, this attack. And, well, there's been a lot of concern because he's on the run. Police has questioned the suspect's brother, and they're fearing that he may attack again. When he saw, actually, the killer, when he saw the cameras, security cameras there in the mosque, he said, well, I see these security cameras, I'm probably going to get arrested. When he filmed with his phone the victim agonizing, he sent that to another person who posted this on social media before taking it down. So yes, security forces could see that video as well. So that's basically what we have. And there are various reactions in France, of course. Obvious condemnations, a lot of concern. And from the government, the prime minister said this is an Islamophobic atrocity. Various ministers, including the interior minister, saying that they feel a great solidarity with the Muslims and especially with the family. And these images, this is the first march in the area, in the Gare in southern France, where this killing took place. And there's going to be a protest later today.
So, Shirley, this, of course, comes as civil society groups have been warning for years, really, that Islamophobia is on the rise in France.
Exactly. But the figures, the official figures from the Interior Ministry don't necessarily show that, which is also alarming for some local officials, because in February, we got the figures for 2024, and they said that the number of Islamophobic acts were down 29% compared to the previous year. The previous year was higher, though. There was an increase in the previous year. But Muslim officials say that this is underestimated, the figures, because they're saying that people don't go and report when they're attacked. They don't go to police necessarily. And there's also a lot of cases of discrimination. And those figures are really skyrocketing. Almost 1 out of every 2 Muslims in Europe say that they're facing discrimination in their everyday lives. So that's something that clearly exists. And now they're asking for more security. Now, you know, there's been a lot of violence, hate crimes in recent years in France. And security forces, the army, the police have sometimes been outside churches, synagogues, mosques, but the government says there aren't enough security forces to be outside of every religious school, every place of worship. So the security forces, they have to go from one place to another, which isn't necessarily enough when people want to attack a site. So yes, there is concern, and that's what we've heard from officials today, and they want to say that they want more reactions, stronger reactions from officials. They want them to go to the sites like they do in other cases of hate crimes, although, of course, it's not officially a hate crime yet. And they also want to know if this is a terror case or not, if this is considered as terrorism. because anti-terror judges, they're following the case closely, but they haven't taken it on officially yet.
Shirli Sitbon, thank you very much.